What would you
I
like
think
to know?
the big question for everyone
Yes.
is let's get this out of the way about lockup tokens.
Okay, about the lockups for the second release.
Yes.
Okay, guys. As you know, as I said you since July 15th, I start to discuss with the private investors to have their position according to the lockups, what they want to do, etc., etc. And I send them an email with description of the why we postponed the second release of the tokens, because it was expected. In my mind, it was expected for July 15th. But when I discussed with some of the private investors, some of them said that they thought that the second release will be 3 months after the exchange listing. You know, uh, some of the private investors thought that it's 3 months after the exchange listing, and some of them thought that it was 3 months after the end of the ICO. This is why I decided to make, how to say, kind of voting to say what do you want and when do you want the token will be released. You know, actually, I sent to be frank with you, I sent around 30 emails for 30 private investors, and I received around eight answers. And the answers, many of them, they are saying that they are long-term holders. They don't care for the dates when the second release will be. They are ready to stay still or to wait still till the mainnet, till January 2019. Two of them, they want it for the October 15th, 3 months after the mainnet, after the exchange listing, and two of them they want it as soon as possible. This was the opinion of the private investors. You know, the main opinion of private investors. And there is another parameter to take into account, which is the public investor strategy, because I see in Telegram that many of them, they want the second release as soon as possible to how to say, to clear to clear the holders from the speculators. Means that the speculators will sell their token as soon as they receive them, and the exchange will be clean from them. But according to our strategy, I think since 2 weeks we are talking about our roadmap according to the communication partnerships for this September. For now, this one is already fixed, and what we want to do, we want to link the second release, which will be I think as soon as possible, with a big event. It means that we want to announce a big event, probably the AlphaNet or Testnet, AlphaNet or Testnet, to decrease the impact of this release on the market. This is the picture that we have now according to the second release. What is the opinion of the private investors? What is the opinion of the public investors? And what is our strategy to? It's not really a problem, but to solve this issue, you know, to find the best way to release the token minimum impact on the exchange. I don't know if I was clear. I gave many information, but please let me know if you want more precisions about that.
Okay, thank you. I think
Yeah.
it's a clear answer for
Mm-hmm.
most people.
Mm-hmm.
I've got another question about the testnet and mainnet.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of blockchains
Yes.
releasing their project, and when you see them releasing the product, it's not meeting the expectations with
Yes.
what they promised to give.
Yes. Yes.
So, in the case of Neurochain,
Yeah.
when you're going to release the mainnet,
Yeah.
what can we expect exactly? And what, because you promised like the bots will be there.
Yes.
There will be already companies testing on the blockchain.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us more about the mainnet and what we
What do
can
you
expect?
Okay, what you can expect for the mainnet. Okay, first of all, I'm writing small article about the definition of the AlphaNet, Testnet, and the mainnet. You are right. When you see the other project releasing their AlphaNet or their Testnet, it's different from products to another. What they mean about that? Some of them they just release some codes communicating, some nodes communicating with any intelligence, with any interaction, strong interaction. Some of them it's just an MVP, it's just proof of concept. Some of them, it differs from the project to another. What I wanted to do, I wanted to give you a scientific definition about the AlphaNet and testnet and why they are important for the mainnet. This will be next week. This article will be released for next week. And according to that, for the mainnet and for the beginning of the next year, what we want, what we promised, and what we'll expect to be released at this date. We promised bots. The nodes will be bots communicating with high level of communication. We promised a new consensus, purely algorithmic consensus, based on entropy, enthalpy, and integrity. And we promised also a performant network. Means that we expect large transactions per second, large number of transactions per second for this mainnet. According to our roadmap and according for the development state, actually, I can tell you that we are the network. What I mean the network? It's the communication channel, the message exchange between the bots, etc., is already under testing in our team. We are testing that for the consensus algorithm. We started testing 1 month before. We test many scenarios, we test many things, we tuned many parameters, and an article, scientific article, will be released according to that, where I'm writing with my team an article about that. And for this week, we'll be testing this consensus in real conditions. It means that we'll test it using the developed network. It means that I'm not just generating a ledger and making consensus according to this ledger. No. I will test this consensus in real life of the bots. The bots will create by themselves transactions, actually fake transactions, but real transactions, fake real transactions, and the consensus will be run on those transactions to see the performances, to see the optimization parameters, to see the optimization scenarios, because as you know, the bots are algorithms, and you can implement an algorithm to optimize your chances to be elected and your chances to be remunerated, and this is why we are testing a lot that to face those scenarios. And to make a conclusion for the what what we promised and what we are on at the beginning of this next year. We are going to release a new blockchain based on new consensus algorithm, tested consensus algorithm, and performant network. And I can add to that because, as you know, the situation of the market is really crap. The situation of the blockchain is quite horrible now. Some of you normal because we are in summer, we are in September. When we compare to the last years, it was the same. But what we decided to do, to develop some real applications in parallel of our network. We are going to develop 3 real applications that we are going to propose to the industry, to our clients, and those applications we will run mainly on Neurochain. I don't know if my answer is clear. I don't know if it's clear for what are you going to expect for the next year, but we are going to fulfill the main promises that we made for the community and for the investors. Is it clear?
Yes. So the consensus will be fully functional.
Yes, fully functional and fully algorithmic, which is important to stress that, you know.
Okay, and if we could compare the Neurochain blockchain to, for example, VeChain is right now having their own blockchain and it's doing really good from people's perspective. Everyone is talking about it. What is your opinion about it? And if you could compare it to Neurochain, what would make Neurochain better from that?
You mean VeChain? You mean yes, right?
Yes, because it's a really popular blockchain right now.
Yeah, VeChain. It's the blockchain for traceability, right? We're talking about the same product. Yes, right. To be frank with you, I didn't follow the release of their mainnet. But what I can say that their blockchain is quite, how to say, their algorithm based to the proof of authority. Yes, right?
Yes.
Yes. It's not really, how to say, it's not really strong. It's not really, how to say, proof of authority is not really for me strong consensus for public blockchains. You know, when you for industry, for traceability application for industry, yes, because when you are applying this technology, blockchain technology, on traceability, on supply chain management, proof of authority is really relevant because it's deterministic, because you know who is the most involved in the chain, and you know who is the most important node in the chain, and in this case the authority is deterministic. Is quite easy to find who is the best one to validate the block or to validate transactions, you know. But when you are going to release that for large public, for everyone, I think proof of authority is quite limited consensus. Yes, limited consensus. And for Neurochain, actually, why I said that we are actually developing smart applications in parallel to the mainnet, because smart applications, the consensus for smart applications is quite easy, because you can use the private part of the Neurochain, but the most powerful thing and most hard thing, strongest thing, challenging thing is the public part of the Neurochain, because in public part your consensus should be have to be strong, have to be secure, have to be scalable, have to be performant, have to be balanced, have to be strong, you know. This is my opinion according to the VeChain and Neurochain. I'm clear?
If anyone...
And you, what do you think about VeChain?
When I look at the development team,
Yes.
I don't I see a lot of young people, and
Yeah.
I have the feeling like a lot of these people still need to build up their experience.
Okay.
Uh, and in comparison with Neurochain,
Mm-hmm.
um, I think it's front man, and you have a strong opinion and experience, and it shows a lot of more security for the future.
Yeah. Okay.
That there is a person that can represent the company.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at Ethereum, you have Vitalik, and he was always represented Ethereum, and
Yeah.
people
Trust him.
like, yes, people like to have like someone to look up to
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
and build their trust on a person that will answer the questions and will represent the company. And with VeChain, I have more the feeling it's a lot of shilling, making
Okay.
things more beautiful than it really is.
But according to their mainnet, someone tested it. Someone is it running for a real business application now? Do you have some news like that?
I heard that they are working with a wine company and
Ah,
they're
yes.
already doing transactions with them, but nothing really big of the
Okay.
things I heard.
You know, by the way, we are dealing with we're actually dealing with a wine company too for traceability.
We're in France.
Yes, in France. Yes, one of the biggest chateau here in France of wine. Yes.
Chateau is big, yes.
Yeah, yeah, we're discussing with them.
Yeah, but with VeChain, it isn't at the moment really big.
Hmm.
It's more like in a start. So I have to
Okay.
feel it's more testing a lot.
But is there anyone who had a look on their code, on their GitHub, on the running of the blockchain, how it works, security, scalability test? Did they release some statistical analysis, some I don't know, some scientific experimentations about that?
I haven't really looked into that, but
Mhm.
I um, I don't have really a lot of knowledge about that, so I can't really speak about that.
Okay, okay. Anyway, okay.
If
Perfect.
there's anyone else with questions, they can ask, or I can ask further.
We have Elijah who asked, "What is the planned structure of the block rewards?"
I didn't really hear.
The Elijah he asked, "What is the planned structure of the block rewards?"
The plan structure of the block reward is this?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, why I say that we are actually testing the consensus, we also, because the block reward is mainly related to the optimization scenarios for people who wants to be elected more oftenly than they have to do. This is why we have to make a subtle equilibrium between this remuneration and the effort that you have to make in the network to be elected. Actually, we um, we um, we find this equilibrium. It means that the amount that you have to invest in the network is estimated to be elected, and in this case we can make the most balanced remuneration for the block remuneration in the network, and this will be related to the inflation of the token, to the use of the token, to the number of the validator in the assembly, to the number of the bots in the network. Yes, it will be like machine learning. This remuneration will be mainly dependent on the network. You cannot just say, I will give you this or this for remuneration. You can have some problems in the future. Look to Ethereum. Actually, the token is the token made a high inflation since 1 year, and now they are in deflation. The token is decreasing, and they want to decrease the remuneration of the miner in the network because it's not really good for the volume. We want to take in the account those parameters to make the best remuneration. And to summarize, the remuneration will be dynamic in the network, will be mainly decreasing over the time, but we can see some sawtooth dynamic according to the remuneration. It means that one time it will increase, one time it decrease, one time it decrease, but the main trend will be decreasing because it's deflationist system. Another example of why this parameter is critical, have a look on Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin passes from the price of remuneration in Bitcoin passes is quite high, because when you have 12 Bitcoins, actually, I think if I'm right, 12 Bitcoin for the miners, it's quite not good. It's quite high for the. This is why those systems based on proof of work, they are not really sustainable because of energy, because of time calculation, because of the how to say, because of the interaction between the miners, between a centralization of mining. You know, I think we need more intelligence, more useful, more adapted for business, consensus for business. I think this year we saw many ICOs proposing purely algorithmic consensuses. I think this is a trend, and I really fully understand Ethereum, their strategy to go to the another consensus, which is proof of stake or something, or a variant of proof of stake. But when you see also proof of stake, there is much problems. You know, when you make a pool of stakes, it's kind of centralization too. You know, and I don't really like when you are rich in the network, you will become more richer. You know, it's quite not related to the philosophy of distributed system and philosophy of blockchains. That's my opinion. You know.
Next, we have Vincent, who asked, will we be able to run bots on the testnet and earn rewards?
No. On testnet, no. The testnet is here. This is why I wanted to make an article defining the testnet, the alphanet, and why they are important for the project. The testnet is just here for testing. It's just here for generating scenarios and see how the community adopt those this technology, and what are the parameters that we have to improve. And because as you know, a blockchain is experimental discipline, and it's quite hard to find the best breaking point, to the best equilibrium for the users, for the security of the system, for the remuneration parameters. You know, we have to make it's like cooking. You have to make to mix many ingredients and find the best equilibrium. And to be clear, no, there is no remuneration for during the testnet. There is no sense to do that, you know.
There's 3 months until mainnet. When do we expect alpha and testnet in 3 months' time?
3 months? Why 3 months? We have September, October, November, December, January. We have 5 months. Yes, right.
And the question is, when do we expect alpha and testnet within that time?
As I said, for the alpha and testnet, I wanted to release them as a big events, and I want to correlate them to the for example to the just an idea, to the second release of the tokens, second release of the Lockup tokens, you know. But the releases are soon. Yeah.
Elijah asks, do you not think that the token unlock terms need to be honored to maintain trust?
Again, please, Chanto.
He asks, do you not think that the token unlock terms need to be honored to maintain trust?
I don't understand the question. Has to be owned to what?
To maintain trust.
What do you mean? What does he mean about this question?
You wrote in the white paper about the
Yeah.
lockup terms, but
Yes.
you didn't keep your promise about that. And he's saying, why didn't you keep your promise to maintain the trust of the community?
Okay. Yes, according to the second release. Yes, right.
Yes, and also the first release wasn't planned as in the white paper.
Okay. As planned in the white paper and the contracts that we made with private investors, we planned the first release during the ICU, the second release 3 months after, and the third release in the mainnet. This was the plan, but we have also why we postponed this second release. There is 2 reasons. The first reason is for the stability of the project. You know, as we know, I said it before. When you go to the exchange in this situation during the summer, it's quite crazy. It's quite crazy, and you saw it in the market. There is no volume, which is hard. There is no investors. There is nothing in the market. There is no dynamic. There is no trend. Anything, and taking into account all those parameters, as a head of the project, I have to maintain some kind of stability for the tokens, some kind of stability for the project, to guarantee their investment. Because I can release now the tokens, but what will happen when you see the situation of the market, when you see everyone is afraid by the low volumes? What they do? They go to the market, they try to sell, they can sell, they dump, and the project will be, not the project, but the token will be destabilized. It will face really hard situation. This is why we decided, for stability reasons. It's not because we don't respect the terms of the contract between the investors and us. No. In the contract that we made with investors, there is a clause saying that we have to guarantee the stability of the project, of the token. We have to guarantee the investment of the investors. This is why. This is the first reason. The second reason, as you know, part of those private investors, they are, at the first time they sent an email, they said, we don't want that you release the tokens. We don't want, because we care about the stability, because we are in a hard situation in the market. The market is dumping. There is no volume, and the other part of the private investors, they are saying that no, it's clear that the second release will happen 3 months after the listing, not 3 months after the end of the ICU. This is why there is misunderstanding between some of the investors, between our strategy. And the other reason, and to finish, the other reason, before the ICU, when we planned all those things, we planned it according to the situation before March. Before March, it takes for the project 1 week to be listed in the exchange, and sometimes for good projects, for free. You can be listed for free. 1 month, 2 months after, the situation changed. You need $2 million to be listed. You need a hard process to be listed in the exchange. Almost 1 month and a half to be accepted. There is some voting systems, which is I don't understand the reality of this, but I think there is some incentive for the exchanges. I think the crypto market is quite hard to forecast it or to make predictions, and you have strategy, and you must adapt yourself every day. We are adapting ourselves every day.
I think a lot of people are also giving the argument about the lockup tokens is that right now, if you look at the exchanges where Neurochain is listed, there's a lack of liquidity. The volume is really low. It's
Exactly.
it's that low that it's even embarrassing. And people are saying if you release the second batch of tokens, we will get more liquidity in the market, and interested investors that aren't able right now to invest in Neurochain because the liquidity is really low. The difference between the buy and sell side is really big.
Yeah, I agree with that. You have to know, according to that, too. We are discussing with also Huobi about that, because they have internal problems too in their side. They have low volume in the exchange. They try. I don't have, because I'm in disclosure agreement with them. But the thing that we have to say, we have to correlate our strategy with the UOB strategy too, because the strategy of the exchange is one of the parameters for this question, releasing or not the tokens. And actually, I can tell you that I'm discussing with them every day, almost every day. And also for the investors, because and also there's another situation. There is many marketing plan that we planned before August with Huobi to make for the Chinese investors, for the community, Huobi community. And this there is a problem with Huobi because they don't have visibility, because they are based in China, and the Chinese government is quite I don't know, is quite unstable. We don't know how they, etc. This is what they say, no? And they want to stabilize the situation first before to enhance this marketing plan.
So, like in the short term, are there going to be actions to improve the volume of Neurochain?
Yes. They are going to improve the volume of their exchange first, and in this way improve our volume too. Yeah.
Because a lot of people also noticed when there was the volume contest at the beginning, the winners were like bots, and everyone.
Good question.
And everyone
yes.
knew that those bots were from Hadox. So Hadox won all those MCC tokens.
Exactly. This is why I discussed with them. I said them there is we see many bots in the exchange. It's not normal. Everyone knows that. Everyone is saying that they are from your side. It's hard question that we are going that I am discussing with them too. Yes, you're right. It's quite, it's centralized exchange. It's quite hard to give him an evidence that it's from their side. Because
yes, I can.
Because they said that part of them, they are from your side, they are from your investors. Okay, that's right. But this problem is going to be solved. Yeah.
And I have also I like concerns about the marketing side of Neurochain, because I think 3 months ago, you guys were saying we will improve the marketing and make people more aware about the marketing. But if I look at, for example, at the YouTube channel of Neurochain, there hasn't been a lot of activity, for example. You posted a video about education of Neurochain, and we haven't seen like a follow-up, a second video. And there are like another few things. For example, exchanges that were promised, but we
Yes.
haven't heard about it anymore.
Okay. Well, good question. For the marketing, we are doing a lot of things according to marketing. It just during August, during August we made marketing during August. We made many things. We were in Singapore. We did many things. We released many articles for the videos that you said. Yes, the second video is in preparation because I want to make something, The first video was simple because I want to make something simple, something that everyone would understand, with simple things, with simple dashboard, with simple words, etc., etc. But I will a bit increase the quality for the people who will follow those videos. And the second video is coming up, for sure. For the YouTube channel, yes, things are coming. Yes, things surely are coming because we are going to announce some partnerships. We are going to announce some big events, etc., etc., etc. This will come. And for the exchange that we promise, as you know, EDAX, the second exchange we are going to be, was expected for the beginning of August. And what I decided is it's quite, and I discussed with by the way, I met the CEO of EDAX at Singapore, and I discussed with him, and they have the same problem. There is no volume actually. It's not a good strategy to be listed at this time. This is why I postponed also to this second listing, because it's not good for the token. It's not good for us. It's not good for the project. This is for EDAX we will be listed, but we will be listed in the best moment, because it's a big event. It's announced. We are going to be listed for sure, but we are going to do it in the right time. And for System Coin, the second that we were listing, we make a test with System Coin, because we were listing at the end of July. There is no volume, to be honest with you. Actually, the token is listed for one day, but there was no volume, and there is no volume at this exchange at all. There is nothing. I discussed with the marketing side of this exchange. Yes, you know what they said? They said, help us to make marketing for you. It means that I have to make my proper marketing for System Coin to increase the volume in this exchange. I think we promised some things, but we adapted, as I said, we adapted a bit ourselves to postpone some things, because as you see, the situation now in the markets are not very good. I think we have to keep those events for the best moment. We have to keep them for the when the market will come back, as I can say, and how to say, and surf the coming wave. This is our strategy. And to continue about marketing, because since 2 months everyone says there is no marketing. There is many marketing. There is very much marketing that we are doing. We're doing marketing. We're doing articles. We publish articles here in France with big announcers, with big newspapers here in France, speaking about Neurochain. We are going to enhance our relationship with the government, with the French government. We for international side, we actually during the summer, during August, we met many other projects, international projects, especially Chinese, and from a project from Asia, to make to make some kind of alliance, to make some kind of partnership, or to make some kind of to merge the two protocols, for example, to prove the interoperability between two protocols. We are dealing with other projects about that. We met other platforms that providing blockchain solutions, and they are happy to provide Neurochain as a solution for their business. Now, a lot of things made, but
I think that in crypto, especially, it's a market of digital time.
Yeah.
And a lot of attention is based on social media. It comes from social media and everything. And if you look at the bigger companies in the crypto world, you will see that they are really active on social media.
But we are active. We are active in social media.
Yes, but like for your example or Bruno or Frederick, you guys are not putting yourself out on Twitter or somewhere else a lot. And if you look at other companies, they are doing that. The people from the team are actually involved in spreading the word about their company and giving people the news and talking with the people. And I think personally, and I think a lot of people are also agreeing with that if you would also focus on that part when for you the busy times are more over and you can breathe a little bit more, it will be nice if you could involve more with the people and answer questions on Twitter, for example.
I agree with you. How to say? I follow some projects, from crypto world, but they are often they announce some big partnerships. That they have no meaning, They announce partnerships with IBM, with Microsoft. It's not partnership. It just they met the guy and they announce it. We don't want to do that because we know that signing a partnership with a big company it takes time. It takes many times. You have to prove your solution. You have to find a common business for both sides. You have to find a win-win partnership. I don't want to do it just for announcing something. I want to do it for real. It will be a real partnership with the real business behind. But I agree with you. We are most active now than before in social medias. This is why Shant is here to dynamize to make our presence in the network, Discord, Bitcoin Talk, Telegram, more active, more understandable from the crypto investors. And yes, I agree. We are going to enhance our presence on Twitter, on Facebook. I don't know if it's relevant. We are really present in LinkedIn, but I think it's professional network. But it helps, for partnerships, for business, because don't forget that, guys. Don't forget that. Yes, there's another point that I have to stress again. Don't forget that our strategy is business related. We want a protocol for business applications. We don't want only protocol for speculation, talking in the market, people speculate, win or lose money, etc., with no real applications on it. Look to Ethereum, Look to Ethereum. Many people they make interrogation about the relevance of Ethereum because there is no real application working on Ethereum except ICOs, There's no real business application. Yeah, and people saying that it's a problem because when you have blockchain technology, it's not really because if we want a cryptocurrency, we have Bitcoin now. Bitcoin is quite, I think, is similar to gold. It's the first cryptocurrency. There is many trusts on it. We don't need other cryptocurrencies. The other cryptocurrencies are here just for speculation, just for making money or like that. This is why, for the first time, we decided to make a protocol for business. This is why also we are developing in parallel of our protocol business applications, because when you cannot understand Neurochain if you don't have business application. You can only understand it when you see how it works, when you see how it works in a real business application.
It's an excellent transition, Bilal. I have a very serious question for you. Let's imagine that I'm a business owner in the gambling industry. The gambling industry is $50 billion online. I really appreciate in Neurochain the fact that you can evaluate the quality of the participant in the networks.
Exactly.
We know that in gambling the trust is very important, especially online, because you do not know the people with who you play or play each other.
Exactly.
So if I want to do a business, video games, in betting in video games, for example, I want to create an ecosystem, a gamification, something very complex in order to provide a good user experience fitting with the video game industry.
Yes.
I want my token. I want a token that my customers, my players want to commit. Because they do not have any relationship with Neurochain, but they have the relationship with my company.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't have the resources or the capabilities to create my own blockchain like Neurochain is doing. I'm not a professional of artificial intelligence or machine learning. I'm a professional in gambling. This is my core business, and blockchain is not. What can I create my ICO on Neurochain like some projects are doing on Neo? On Neo, you have couple ICOs ongoing. Can I create my ICO on Neurochain? And after that, how can I be sure that Neurochain will be there in 5 years, 10 years? Because I am investing $1 million right now. I'm choosing your protocol, and I want to be sure that you will be able to maintain that. I want to be sure that the investment I do today will stand in the time.
Yes.
What will be the business model with Neurochain? I will have to pay.
Excellent question.
To consume some NCC, buying on the market, etc. How you create the relation between this business application? It can be decentralized or a little bit decentralized, but I want to use, of course, all the features of your blockchain, and how I will pay all these services.
Okay, perfect. Sure. For your first questions, sure, you can make your ICO on Neurochain, for sure, because when you see the smart contract behind an ICO, it's simple smart contract. It's simple, but it's critical. But because you are dealing with money, because you have to ensure 100% of security. But the smart contract behind is simple. To be clear, this is why Ethereum is well doing with that, because it's simple, because etc. For the second part of your question, yes, your business, you need a protocol that will provide a trust between the players, between the nodes. I agree with you. This is the main idea behind the Neurochain protocol. What I mean about that, you can develop your private or your own protocol using Neurochain. It means that you can use what we have developed, what we are going to develop, the mainnet, the interaction between the nodes, the bots, and also can use our consensus algorithm because it's based on this score. You are going to score all the players in the application, all the players in your ecosystem, to define who is the best, who is the most relevant to maintain the ledger. You know, I think you can do an ICO for your protocol. You can use Neurochain as a protocol for you. And for your last question, related to the business plan of Neurochain, it's easy. Sure, we have a token which is in the market for the long-term vision first. Sorry, and after this question, for long-term vision, I can ask you a question: which protocol, which project has 5 years roadmap? There's no one. We were the first. This is, I think, at the first time was a problem, because people they saying that yes, you have roadmap over 5 years. It's quite long. How I can trust you, etc., etc. And now people they are looking for long-term projects, because they understand that blockchain is disruptive technology. It is really good for the business. It can reinvent the business. It can reinvent new businesses. This is why from first time when we started to think about Neurochain, we say that it cannot be only for the mainnet. It cannot be to create only a blockchain and that's it. We have to go further. We have to improve the protocol. We have to improve the functionalities. We have to improve. We have to make blockchain in the center of the business. This is why we have 5 years roadmap, because after the mainnet, we propose the real business applications, real smart contracts, real smart applications. Because as you see, smart contracts that they are developed, that people develops now mainly on Neo, as you said, it's quite deterministic, because I will explain what deterministics and stochastics means. It means that when you are deterministic, you have to know in advance what is the response to some situation. You have to define the scenario in advance. When you are stochastic as a smart application, you have to take into account, you have an algorithm who receives data from the application, make analysis, and decide after. It means that you will take into account the data that you receive, and you will take into account how the other nodes in the network react in this application. It means that, for example, you have choice to say yes or no. It's easy. If you have this data, you say yes. If you have this data, you say no. But for more complex applications, if you can say, I will say, if I have this data, I say yes. And if I have 50% of the people in the application saying yes, I say yes. It's quite hard to be handled by smart application, by smart contract, as we know it now, because it takes into account the reaction, the action of the other nodes in the network. This is why our protocol is based on machine learning. As I said, our consensus algorithm is purely algorithmic. It means that it's more secure, it's more scalable, it is fast, because you have just to run an algorithm. This is the first point. And the second point, why long term? Because it's planned, it is in the plan. We decided we cannot just release the mainnet and let the people use the mainnet and it's okay. No, we have to improve it. This is why also, as I said before, in parallel of the mainnet, we are developing smart applications. We are saying that, yes, the protocol is good, is performant, and we are showing you how it works, how this protocol works. And this is also part of our business plan. When you work on blockchain, which is mainly open source project, you must have some kind of business model behind, and our business model is based on those applications. How you develop those applications, we will help you for that. We will provide you those applications. To be frank with you, we plan to make something like Apple Store. When Apple released their smartphone, they cannot just release a smartphone and it's okay. They release smartphone and they release some apps to run this smartphone. Otherwise, it doesn't work. And they release, they provide an environment, an ecosystem for the developers to develop their own smart applications. This is, I think, our business model is quite comparable to that. Provide the protocol, but also provide those business applications, provide those new applications, provide those new vision how business will run. And also, why we are long term? Because we are dealing with machine learning, artificial intelligence. When you deal with machine learning, artificial intelligence, it's always long term processes. Because you have to improve, you develop your model, you have to improve it, the data will increase, and you have to provide data, you have to, etc. Yeah. I don't know if I gave you a good question, a good answer.
Yeah, perfectly. Thank you very much. And just to be precise, when we will be able to run ICOs on Neurochain technology, and when the first smart contract will be ready?
Okay, the easy answer, the mainnet. After the mainnet, I cannot give you dates like that, but after the mainnet running, mainnet will be sustainable, and after that you can switch to these smart applications. But those public applications will be after the mainnet for sure. But in parallel of that, for private applications, you can use the protocol from now, because for private applications you don't have the data in private. You don't need very secure, very powerful, very performant algorithm. You just need to digitalize your process, put it in distributed way, and make a link between on nodes. But the plan is for Q2, the end of Q1, Q2 2019 for the first smart applications.
Okay, thank you very much.
And what is your plan for your application?
We have more or less the same time frame.
Excellent. Good.
The next question is, for someone with no programming knowledge, if we intend to be validators, what do we need to prepare for to earn rewards? Do we need infrastructure, etc.? I'll repeat the question. For someone with no programming knowledge, if we intend to be validators, what do we need to do to prepare to earn rewards? Do we need infrastructure?
No, because when we release the mainnet, the software will be complete. The software will be, you have just to load it, install it in your device, and start to interact, etc. And when you are elected, the process is determined in a network, and you can easily validate the blocks and receive your reward. I think the question behind for infrastructure, when the ledger will be heavy, like Ethereum now, they have I think people say more than 1 terabyte of information. When the ledger will be heavy, yes, for sure, you need some kind of infrastructure, but infrastructure is not a problem now, because we have clouds, we have many solutions, and also, and when you ask this question, you have to ask it also for the EI application, machine learning and EI application, because the data are really important for this application, and you need some kind of space of storage for the data to run your application. I think it's not really a problem. Infrastructure is not a problem. You don't, and also you don't need to be a programmer or have some special skills to be part of the Neurochain. This is why also we create our business model is based on that, because when you want to develop special application in Neurochain, for sure you need some programming skills, data scientists, etc. But we are here to help the people community. We are here to provide some tools. We have to provide some processes, methodologies, etc. And the process will be easy. Yeah.
You said Neurochain will also be able to be used for traceability. Will you be using RFID chips for this? I'll repeat. Neurochain will also be used for traceability. Will you be using RFID chips for this?
Good question. Yes, traceability is the first application that we are going to that is under development is for traceability. Yes, we are discussing with some companies which provide those chips. Yes, sure. But not only those, you can use chips, you can use QR codes, because we met here in France last month. We met one of the largest company in Europe dealing with QR codes. They create a new QR code that you cannot make a photograph. You cannot make a picture of it. When you make a picture, the QR code changes. It means that you cannot duplicate this QR code. It's quite amazing. Yes, there's many technologies that we can use, and QR code is one of them. QR code, chips, traceability, etc.
I have a question. You said a few days ago in the Telegram that you announced you were working on a roadmap for short term, and you said there were like partnerships to be announced.
Yes.
Are the first partnerships that are going to be announced, are these crypto companies or companies outside of crypto?
Yes, good question. Just to make more precisions, the roadmap, it's not a roadmap of the project, it's a roadmap of the communication events of September. We make a roadmap to how we are going to release those events. And yes, the partnerships are in the crypto. They are crypto companies. Yes. Yes, sure. The first event that we are going to announce, they are from crypto world.
Okay, and what kind of companies are these?
You want more details? The first, yes, why not? The first company is big Chinese company supported by the Chinese government. I think it's important to stress it. And they are and it's one of the biggest protocol for traceability in China. Yeah, for traceability purpose. And the second one is also is based, I think, in Singapore, but they have offices around the world. And they are the crypto world. Yes, there is another company, but the process of partnership is on the way, and we will announce it potentially on October.
Okay, thank you. And when can we expect partnerships with companies outside of the crypto world? Because
we actually we're actually finalizing the contract. There is yes. I think we can expect it for September. Some of them. But as I said, for business partnerships, it takes time. When you see other projects releasing some information that we signed partnership with this, it's not really how to say, it's not really real, because I can say you that it takes time, because we have to discuss with this. You have to discuss the business side of the company. You have to discuss with legal part of the company. You have to discuss with the marketing part of the company. You have to agree about the communication. How do you communicate? Because big companies, they don't want to associate their name with fake projects. Yeah, I think it's hard process. But yes, the first partnership will be announced soon.
And if we look at the big companies outside of the crypto that are interested in Neurochain, how much is dependent on on the testnet because they want to build on a blockchain that is really working and that's meeting their expectations. So how is that process going right now?
This is a good question. This is why when I said we are developing applications now in parallel of our protocol, yes, it's really to face the business applications, because a company, when they want to develop their business on the blockchain, they want to test it and they want testnet, and they are and we are actually doing that. That's right. Because mainly, I think 90% of the companies, or less, I think 80% of the companies, they are looking first at the private side of the blockchain, for the private protocol. And after, when the private protocol is really performant, they have good results in their processes, etc., they can extend it for the public sides of the blockchain to communicate with their clients, with their public clients.
Okay, thank you. And one last question for now. I've seen also a little bit talk in the Telegram chat about that you can you explain what your job exactly is in the process of making the blockchain? Because I think a lot of people don't really know what you exactly do, and yeah, if you could explain it a little bit, maybe more people will be aware of what you are doing.
Yes, sure. Actually, I'm managing the team that that developing the protocol. It means that we have a team of developers, we have a team of data scientists, and I make a meeting with them every day to say, you have to do that, you have to do that, you have to do it like that, etc. We are making specs, because I developed this protocol, but I know what we need, how we need it, and how we can improve it. And actually, I'm working hard with the data scientist team to, as I said at the beginning, to tune the consensus algorithm to estimate the value of the parameters in the algorithm, the best value according to the security, according to the trust, according to the performances, according to the remuneration process, etc., etc. Actually, I'm developing. I'm writing code every day. To be more concrete, I'm writing code every day. I'm writing specs for the developers and data scientists, making I would say technical meetings every day too, and also we are writing articles and statistical analysis about our protocol, because when you release the protocol, it's important to explain why it works. Because sometimes there is protocols, it works, you don't know how it works, you don't know why it works, you don't know why it's secure. No?
Go on.
Yeah, so every process in what your people in the team is doing, you have the knowledge exactly what they are doing.
Sure.
Okay.
My question, I can see obviously on LinkedIn that you've added a managing director for Latin America. So I just wanted to know if you could talk about the strategy for that region.
Yes. Because we have a partner in South America, and they don't really have any solution for blockchain in this part of the world. They know that they need blockchain. The market is huge, particularly in Brazil, in etc., but they don't really have some solutions. This is why we are discussing too with them to propose our solution, our blockchain solution, to the integrator. For example, to Capgemini, to KPMG, to Accenture, because they have many clients. They have many clients in this side of the world asking for blockchain, asking for solutions, for traceability, especially in the industry and the agriculture, but they don't really have solution. And we are in discussion to them to first to explain them the solutions that they can make, because they don't really know what's blockchain. We make a meeting last time with the head of the technical solutions of KPMG in Brazil, and they don't really know how blockchain works. This is what we are doing, and we also focus about our this for Brazil. It's purely how to say we had this contact and we went there. We don't want because there is a need there. We went there, but for our real strategy is Europe and Asia. Europe, because Europe is a huge market, because there is no mature solution for blockchain, and why Asia too? Because in Asia the blockchain is really mature now. We met many people in Singapore last time, and they are ready to make real things in the real industry based on blockchain. It's not only testing or making POC or something like that. They want to put the blockchain in their process.
Our next question is, how can you be sure that the idea you have about the consensus will actually work in the end?
Good question. This is why we are making many tests. This is why I said you blockchain is experimental discipline. This is why actually we are making tests with data scientists, testing the performance, testing the resilience, testing the security, and now we will start to test it in a real distributed system, just in real conditions. And after that, when the testnet will be released, we will test it in a real life with real semi-real transactions. It's not really real transactions, but semi-real transactions, to prove. This is why I said why we are making those analyses, to prove that the protocol will work. The protocol is working.
And the second question is, what's the minimum number of bots we need to run the system in a stable manner?
Good question. We don't need so much nodes to be run to have stable. We need a number of transactions to be stable, because our protocol is based on the activity, on how you interact in the network, how the network interacts with you, and for that we need interactions. We need transactions. We don't really need a huge number of bots or a huge number of nodes. We need a number of transactions. Don't worry, guys, about those analyses. As I said, I'm writing an article about that, and we will release the. It will be quite scientific. It will be quite mathematic, but don't worry, we will make explanations. We explain why we need that, why it is secure, what is the estimations of that, what does the experiments give as a result, etc., etc., etc. All those things will be detailed. Yeah.
Could it be a security issue if there are too few bots?
Sure, if you have only 10 bots or something like that, it's quite easy to cheat. In the how to say, why it's easy, because you don't know, you don't have many interactions between the bots. As I said, everything is related to the interactions, because our protocol will decide who is the best one to validate the blocks depending on your interactions. More you have interactions in the network, more we can score you, more we can say that, you are the best one, you do the best job in the network, you have a nice behavior in the network. In blockchain, we cannot really cheat because we have signatures, we have cryptography, we have cryptography is really powerful for the security of the network, and for the resilience against the 51% attack. For sure, you need as much as possible nodes, but we don't need it for our protocol, but we need it for the distributability of the network. More you have different nodes in the networks, more it is good for the network.
Some users would like to know if there will be an annual meetup or a party to celebrate the release of the mainnet.
Guys, I don't know. There is some events. I don't know if they are yet, because I don't want to give you events that they are planned to be announced in the future. But yes, we plan to announce the mainnet in a huge event. Yes, sure.
Well, we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you for all your questions. Anything you want to say to the community, Billal?
Yes, I want to say to the community that many people they are asking me questions in private against the token, against the volumes. What I can say, this response is, yes, the token is a part of the project, but it's not only the only part. You have the token and you have the project, the blockchain, the technology. This is the most important thing, because now in the market, everyone judge us, everyone gave us a price according to nothing, because we don't have the mainnet yet. So you have to believe on us to say that yes, we are a trustable team. We are going to release, at least we do the maximum to release the best network, to do our best to test everything, to release the most secured network that in the market. But for the market questions, I think for the volume question, it's not really a problem, because the volume is less everywhere. The volume is less in the market at all. All the market is suffering from this from this volume. In my opinion, I think in coming months the situation will be better, and our strategy is to be ready for this time. The idea is to prepare ourselves to surf the wave that is coming in the few months. We expected it, but we hope it too. Because I think the crypto world and the blockchain world is the future. I think this situation, the situation of the market now is not normal, but it's normal, because yes, since 2 years, every summer, every September is quite horrible months for the crypto. But after that, everything will go up, and also the real business. During August, we try to make meetings with huge companies here in France and Europe, but everyone was in holidays. Everyone was not available. I think the situation is the same for the crypto market. The idea is to work hard to be ready for the wave. This is what we are doing, and also the idea is to provide the best technology for the market, the best technology, blockchain technology for the industry, because we don't want just to be a token in the market. We want to be a usable protocol for the business. It's my opinion, guys.
Well, that's it for today, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Shanto. Thank you, everyone. Thanks very much for the questions.
Thank you, Billal.
Thanks, bye.